I banned the export of minerals from Uganda and process. I banned them. Piga marufuku. Then the agents were going in the corridors, what Mufanyi, no mineral will come from Uganda if it's not processed. You wait until I go away, you can steal the minerals, but not now. I banned this export of unprocessed minerals in 2012.
Welcome to African Addict, your trusted source for the latest news stories and developments from across the African continent. From breaking headlines to inspiring achievements, political updates to cultural moments, we bring you the facts, the voices, and the impact that shape Africa today. Stay informed, stay connected, and join the conversation. This is African Addict, where Africa comes first. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for daily updates. Disclaimer: the content shared on African Addict is for informational and educational purposes only. While we strive for accuracy and fairness in our news reporting, we do not make any warranties about the completeness, reliability, or accuracy of the information presented. Opinions expressed in our videos do not necessarily reflect the views of the channel. Viewers are encouraged to verify details independently and form their own conclusions.
I banned the export of minerals from Uganda and process. I banned them. Piga marufuku. Then the agents were going in the corridors, what Mufanyi, no mineral will come from Uganda if it's not processed. You wait until I go away, you can steal the minerals, but not now. I banned this export of unprocessed minerals in 2012. My young brother, His Excellency Ruto, I forgave him and gave him some little iron ore for, I think, 2 or 3 years, because I've got a lot of iron ore, one of the best in the world. I told him, His Excellency Ruto's man, Muhindi wa hapa Kenya, you come and build the steel factory in Uganda at the iron ore. Oh, yeah. I've already built in Mombasa. So I said, okay, because of my young friend, I give you some iron ore for 2 or 3 years. But come and put the factory here. Now you can imagine akili ya watu wenu, my civil servants. An Indian wanted to take that iron ore to India. Imagine. Iron ore in our language is called obtare, but it is soil, black soil. If you see it, it is soil. To take that to India and do what? Pay your wonderful people $47 per ton. Our iron ore is the purest in the world. It is 70% pure. So you need like 1.5 tons to make a ton of steel. Now, a ton of steel costs $700. Somebody gives you $47 on your wealth, the wealth of your people, and he gets $700 from it. And all the jobs, your children have no jobs. Watoto wa Wahindi wanafanya wampata kazi. I can't be part of that treachery. So I banned, there will be no export of unprocessed minerals from Uganda. So there's no business. What do you mean there's no business? So when I banned them, they are flocking in now. They have opened 7 gold refineries. 7 gold refineries, they are there. Because I banned. The other day I was opening a tin refinery. You can imagine this tin, and Sulu Samia may know where we were, the power station. both sides, the Uganda side and the Tanzanian side. That is all tin. But all this time, imagine, since the British were here, they were taking, walikuwa wanachukua mawe tu, stones, because tin in nature is a stone, looks like a stone. So they take that. And they give my people $11 per kilo. And they take it to cleverer people. For the cleverer people, they get $32. My people got 11, those people get $32. And all the jobs. So when I was opening the factory, I was asking the refinery, I was asking them, this boy who opened the factory is a Canadian. I was asking them, huyu Mkanada ameleta umeme wake. Has this Canadian brought his own electricity? No. Anatumia umeme wa kwetu. Ameleta maji yake ya factory? No. Anatumia maji yetu. Internet anatumia ya nani? Ya kwetu. So, out of the $32, much of that money will remain in Uganda. Pay for the raw material, pay for the electricity, pay for the water, all that remains in Uganda. So, what does, first of all, my African brothers and sisters say about this hemorrhage of Africa? Hemorrhage. Echikurukuto, we call it in Uganda. This hemorrhage must stop. The crisis you see in these countries is because of stagnation of the last 60 years since independence. The population is increasing, the economies are not increasing. What do you expect? Then you get your neocolonial civil servants. They talk of import support. Imagine there is money for import support. Import support. The governor writes to me, reports, we have got import cover for so many months. But I don't want to import, I want to export. Why don't you tell me about import substitution and export promotion? Instead you are telling me of import support. So money is available for to become more dependent. So I'm very glad to hear what now.
Ladies and gentlemen, viewers across the continent and beyond, welcome to this special broadcast. Today, we turn our attention to a historic and groundbreaking policy decision that is sending shockwaves through international markets and diplomatic circles alike. In a move that has stunned both allies and critics, the president of Uganda has officially announced a nationwide ban on the exportation of all mineral resources. Yes, you heard it right. Uganda is standing tall, drawing a new line in the sand, and sending a powerful message to the world. Our wealth must benefit our people first. For far too long, Africa has been the beating heart of global resource extraction, yet the fruits of its soil have often served foreign interests more than local development. Gold, cobalt, copper, lithium, tantalum, and rare earth minerals, the very materials that power smartphones, fuel electric vehicles. Across Africa, leaders are beginning to assert their right to control their own resources. Burkina Faso under Captain Ibrahim Traoré, Mali, Niger, and recently Tanzania and the Democratic Republic of Congo, all are waking up to the reality that Africa cannot afford to be a warehouse for global powers. It must be a workshop, a powerhouse, where the transformation of its riches leads to prosperity for its citizens, and keep the global economy running. Have been ripped from African land, often under exploitative contracts, and exported raw to enrich others. Uganda is leading by example, and many are watching to see what comes next. If successful, this decision could inspire a wave of similar reforms across Africa, triggering a true economic renaissance, one grounded not in dependency, but in sovereignty. but from emerging economies that are ready to respect Africa's autonomy. China, India, Turkey, and South Korea have shown interest in supporting this shift, not through extraction, but through partnership. But that cycle is now being disrupted. But the vision is clear, and the leadership is determined. Now we keep our minerals, and we build our own future. The age of shipping away wealth and importing back poverty is coming to an end. Will Uganda's bold stance spark a new chapter in Africa's economic journey? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear. Africa is rising, and the world must adapt. President Yoweri Museveni, a veteran leader who has witnessed decades of Africa's entanglement with foreign interests, stood before the nation and the world with fierce clarity. He declared that no longer would Uganda serve as a supplier of raw materials to feed the industries of the global north, while its own people suffer unemployment, poverty, and underdevelopment. Instead, the president laid out a bold new vision, one of local value addition, domestic industrialization, and economic sovereignty. Under this new directive, no raw mineral will be exported from Uganda without first being processed, refined, or manufactured domestically. This means the establishment of new smelters, refineries, and factories within Uganda's borders. But supporters argue otherwise. This is not isolationism. This is self-determination. It is a sovereign nation choosing how best to harness its wealth for the benefit of its own people, not as an exporter of cheap raw materials, but as a producer of finished products with competitive value on the global stage. It means local jobs, local expertise, local profit, and a rising industrial base that can no longer be bypassed. Critics, particularly those in Western capitals, have expressed concern, calling it a threat to global supply chains and a step backward for free trade. And Uganda is not alone. This decision comes in the wake of a continental shift. Uganda's government has already signed preliminary agreements with regional partners to build joint processing plants and is working with private investors. Not from the usual superpowers, the plan is ambitious. It will face challenges. Infrastructure must be upgraded. Energy must be expanded. Skilled labor must be trained. President Museveni emphasized the long-term goal to create African-made batteries, African-owned smartphones, locally produced solar panels, and even vehicles built from African-mined, African-processed, and African-assembled resources. This is more than a policy. This is a statement of pride, of purpose, and of power. In the words of the president himself, they took our minerals and gave us aid. Stay tuned as we continue to monitor reactions from global markets, industry experts, and other African leaders. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for watching African Addict, your home for reliable African news and stories that matter. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest from across the continent. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a headline. Until next time, stay informed, stay inspired. This is African Addict, bringing Africa closer to you.